George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Charisma DeZonie is the Admissions and Outreach Counselor for Job Corp. You know, I used to hear a lot about Job Corps when I was younger, and I haven't heard about it in a long time. And so let's reintroduce ourselves to what Job Corps is, who's eligible, and what it means. Now, here's what I remember when I knew what Job Corps was, okay?
Okay.
Somebody got a job out in Kansas or Utah or Texas, and they did that job for like 1 or 2 years, and then they did something else. So how far off am I?
You're on spot.
Okay.
The thing is, Job Corps is across the United States. There's multiple regions. They're probably about in every state, which is the fantastic thing. I'm new to Job Corps. Actually, gosh, here I go dating myself. I used to work for AmeriCorps many moons ago, which is probably a sister to the organization, but does different work. But it's still, it's different work, but it's still a program by the government.
Mm-hmm.
But Job Corps in itself, I think what makes it extremely unique and beneficial to every and anyone who's interested and is eligible, of course,
Mm-hmm.
is that it costs you $0.
Mm-hmm.
And I clenched my pearls when I got there, and I was like, heck, I paid all this money and I still owe these people, and Biden won't let my loan go. And I could have did this. You don't know what you don't know until you know, right?
Okay. So what do we need to know?
So what do you need to know is there is a financial criteria that needs to be met. So unfortunately, you almost have to be poverty, in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And so depending on how many people is the makeup of the family. But if it's a young individual, because the program is only for male and female from 16 to 24. Now, if you're that person who's going, house hopping, couch to couch, this may be the perfect opportunity, because Job Corps has trades that let's be clear, this is a Department of Labor child. So they're looking to get individuals out there who are ready for the market. Through Job Corps, you're going to get the exact hands-on training that you need to be ready for the market. Trade line, the trades that we offer are high lines, where those guys are getting up there on those poles and putting up the electric wires. If you're scared of heights, then you can go underground. If you want to meet somewhere in the middle, you can do meters. CNA, licensed vocational nursing programs, the hospitality.
CNA, certified nursing assistant, is what we mean by CNA, right?
CNA, correct.
Yeah.
So medical field, hospitality, construction, auto, and their classrooms are set up so that it looks just like the mechanic shop. It looks just like the hospital. They have the poles for the high lines, and you're coming out where you can work for National Grid, PSE&G, Amtrak.
And this is without college. You don't have to have
This
college.
is without college. It costs you $0.
And it's also, from what I understand, a residential program, right? So wherever you're placed, and I assume they get you there too, right?
They pay for you. They send you a bus ticket for you to get there. You live on campus. You get 3 squares every day. You wash your clothes there. So it's dorm setting. So it's like going away to college, really without the college feel, because there's more. It's strict. And when I use the word strict, I'm going to be a little loose with it too, because it's not college where you can just go to campus and you get up and go to class if you feel like it. There's no feel like it. You're up at 6 a.m. It's a very structured program, because they're preparing young men and women for the real world.
Would you call it like job military, if you will? Like, right? Would you call it something like that, right? Is that a little bit too intense?
Yes, because I noticed when the young men and women come out, they're like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They're very on point, very respectful. They have learned some ready skills to, and not that you have to dumb down yourself, but just be respectable individuals. But they are on some yes ma'am, no ma'am. When I speak to them, I chuckle to myself because I'm like, we don't have to be so formal. But it's an amazing program, especially, I'm currently now in the Syracuse market. I've only been here for a year, and I think it's something that really can help individuals.
So how do you pitch this to individuals who they're coming out of high school? They may, first of all, they meet let's assume people meet the income eligibility. So what's the pitch, right? So if they're not going to college, they're not going to the military, what is the pitch? They're not going to the community college. What's the pitch?
The pitch is the real story. As we sit down with them, we show them exactly what the program is. We're happy to get you on the campus so that you can get a tour. We can do online tours because our website is set up to give you an automated visual of what the campus looks like. But we also can arrange to have you go up to the campus and see it in person. They do tours every week.
So
But
is there a campus here?
the campus closest to Syracuse is Oneonta, which is
Okay,
about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, I guess, depending on which direction you go.
right.
And Oneonta is beautiful.
There ain't nothing there, but I'm sorry, but yeah.
It's a nice, quaint
Well,
Huckleberry.
they got a SUNY school there, right? So
They do. And
yeah.
the campus for Job Corps is across the street from the SUNY campus.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are you recruiting in high schools? Like, how do people find out about this?
So I'm going to high schools, I'm speaking with counselors, I'm going to local nonprofits, I'm knocking on every door, every window.
And and are you saying to people this is an option other than college, or you can use this before you go to college, or this is college too?
It's an option. It's college too. The wonderful thing about the program is once you go through it, you have credits. If you want to go and further your education, you can use those credits and go to college. So the three things that when you finish with Job Corps, there's three options to go: employment, enlistment in the service, or enrollment in college. Now, once you finish the program, and so, we have transitional counselors that help find you placement. When we help find you placement, if it's something that's local to Oneonta, catch this. You could stay on campus and not pay rent for 6 months.
And still work in that community.
And still work. They will take you back and forth to work so you can build up your financial reserve and get an apartment and go to work.
If your placement is in that community.
In the vicinity, yes, because of course they're not going to transfer, if you come back to Syracuse or one of the neighboring towns, it'll be a little challenging, but
if you do it in the community where you train, you still get that same benefit?
You still get that same benefit.
And you alluded to this earlier. There is a code of conduct. There are some guidelines. Now, let me ask you one quick thing because this came up. Or it says, you cannot, something about federal drug, right? Okay.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that, right? Because weed is legal by state, but not federally. Talk to me.
Bingo. Yes, it is federal grounds. So Job Corps, although it's a federal program. So you have businesses that get contracts, like the organization that I work for, and then we go under the dual name of Job Corps. So Job Corps, in partnering with Department of Labor, which is the federal government, this property is now considered federal property that you're on. So no, you cannot have marijuana. There's no e-cigarettes. So no, and if you do, you're out of the program.
Are you drug tested before you get into the program?
You are drug tested. They check they will.
All right, so let's talk about that. Okay. I want to stop right there. So is it open? Is it ongoing enrollment? Because the reason why I asked that is because if people love to smoke weed nowadays, right?
Oh yes.
And so what I'm saying is weed stays in your system for several months. Just so you
Mm-hmm.
know. You can't, you know what I mean? So basically, you need to be clean for
You
a
need
few
to be
months.
clean. So, mind you, there's an enrollment process. So, enrollment process, depending on, so when Johnny comes to me today, so we're doing his application, but he has to bring back, or if he doesn't have everything, he has to make sure that I get the financials, the birth certificate, all of those things. And we do a background check.
Right.
So that's going to take, if you come to me today with everything and I enter you in the system, it still takes 2 weeks for me to get the background check.
Mm-hmm.
Then we send your documentation for quality control, and then they review it. And so we tell people it can take anywhere from day one up into 60, maybe 90 days, and 90 days maybe pushing it, but it can be about 60 days. And so the thing is, when I decide that you want to do Job Corps, people mostly already have an idea of what they're getting ready to sign up for.
Yeah.
So if you are, you have some recreational use, to get ready, because this is not going to be tolerated in this space and place. And I think going cold turkey for a few months is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, and I only mention that because it's so common now. It's
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, not that it's any more common than it ever has been, but it just seems to be a lot more common now. Okay. And availability, it's always been available. I got that. But what I'm just saying is, the, don't get it confused. Weed is not legally national. It's not national. It's not legally nationally. It's not legal nationally. To get it all right.
Understood.
And so, and I wanted to make that point because, people think because New York State and other states is legal, it's not legal everywhere. Federally,
Federally,
which is
that's a different conversation.
different conversation. All right. So, what do people need to do to get to you to get signed up?
You can go to the Job Corps website and just
And what is that website?
www.jobcorps.org.
Okay. Are they going to
And
find you there?
they actually will find me there, because although it's the Job Corps for us nationally, so depending on your locale, it's going to send your information to the nearest hub. So if you're local to the Oneonta, Onondaga, Madison area up here, then you'll come to our office. But if it's someone downstate, whatever, they may go to Albany or another location.
All right. And do you have to be a high, so you can be postgraduate from high school and still be eligible from, as long as you're not over 24 when you're
As long
employed.
as you're not over 24, you can be 16 and don't want to go back to your school.
You can
And
be not even a high school graduate.
you get your GED there. So in Job Corps, if you haven't graduated, you can get your GED. If you don't have driver's license, you get your driver's license as well, plus your trade. You get a stipend for the weekends, so that you can go, they take them out to Walmart or wherever to buy their toiletries. They give them a stipend. You get your meals, you get your clothes washed, you have TV, you have rec, they have um a host of activities. Um, and when you leave, you also get, I think it's like $1,200 that they give you parting, so that you can, have a little bit of cushion. And then they'll send you some money, like they'll text you to fill out some questionnaires about your experience. They pay you $25 per questionnaire you fill out, and respond to, which ones are being like 3 questions. So, and you have 2 years to complete the program. The program is at your pace. Everyone's pace is different. Each person's a different type of learner. But you have 2 years to complete. Now, within those 2 years, you could actually do 2 trades. So it's not limited to just one.
Well, a lot of the technological trades are what we're seeing available coming up in our community. Micron coming through and all these other things. Are you saying that they can be trained for that kind of work?
We have drones. So yes, to your answer for Micron, yes.
Mm. Well, sign up, people, if you're interested. Jobcorp.org, JOBCORPS.org. Check out Charisma DeZonie. She is the outreach and admissions counselor for Job Corps. And it's, again, something that is an option for you that I hadn't thought about in a long time.
Mhm.
And Charisma is reminding us that yet another option for students who qualify. There are some income eligibility guidelines,
Mhm.
but if you qualify, it might be a great opportunity for you. And no shade, if you smoke weed, stop right now so that you can qualify for this program. Or what do they say? They don't say no shade. They say no cap. I'm saying that
There
too.
you go. There you go. I had a conversation with somebody about that. No cap, no cap. Yes.
Charisma, anything else we need to know about Job Corps?
It's a perfect program for the time right now. College is not the answer for everyone. And do not go to college and get in debt. They'll be happy to have you sign the line at 18 for $50,000. But when you finish college, you got to pay that back and you won't be able to get a loan for that house that you really want. So
All right.
do
Word
the
to the
math.
wise. Charisma DeZonie, thank you so much. Inspiration for the nation.